I spoke with the Twin Cities Compensation Network last year, and I ended that session on this statement: the future will be a future of ideas, not skills. And I hope that through the course of this presentation, you're able to see why that's the case. So I'd like to help you gain some insights on the latest AI tools and technologies relevant to total rewards. I'd like to help you implement AI effectively, learn how to implement AI effectively and enhance your communications and streamline some of your processes. So applying that AI practically. And I'm not saying that these are the only ways that you can use it, but definitely some of the ways that I think you can use AI in your total rewards work. When you click on a tool, you can also read a write-up on the tool and see what the pricing model is, whether or not there's a way to access the tool for free, that sort of thing. And then Matt Wolf, if he's created any videos or if it's been a part of one of his videos, you can actually click right into his YouTube video where he would talk about that and everything right there. So really cool way to dive in and learn more about some of the different AI tools that are out there. But this is a graphic showing the number of newly funded AI startups between 2013 and 2020. And I have to say this blew my mind a little bit because first of all, this is only AI startups that have received over $1.5 million of private funding, but there's way more. It's one of the generative AI tools that are out there on the marketplace, and it's one of many, actually. Maybe you've heard of ChatGPT, but there are other competitors that are in this large language model space that are going to help, with generative content. And so they have two different ways where you can compare some of these large language models, or you can do a side-by-side mode where you're actually looking at two very specific models, and you can do what they call the arena mode, where you put two of these different models against each other. You want to see, how does one of these large language models help you with this question? I'm getting a couple of different responses in real time from two different models, and I can read through the response as I'm looking at it. So here I've got Gemini 1.5 Pro, and I've got the GPT-4o. So I'm comparing two models that I might be a little bit more seriously considering using in kind of my day-to-day work. I'm going to ask for help writing a short email response advising a manager on how to respond to an employee who thinks that they're underpaid. There is ChatGPT, which is OpenAI's model, and then there's Claude 3, which is Anthropic's model. So if you haven't heard of that, I'd look for either Anthropic or Claude 3 and check out some of their tools that they have available, which they do have a free version available to you as well. One of the things that is trending right now in AI is video creation. Video is a popular resource right now in social media and in marketing and in driving sort of demand for quick and efficient sort of media production communication. Our AI models right now have really come a long ways at creating high quality videos, and there's a lot of different ways that they're doing it. In some ways, the AI models are able to take an image and create a scene for something that you might be looking for. In other aspects, you might be able to use some AI technology to help you actually create a full video using or drawing from stock imagery and photography and videography, which is making things a lot more efficient. Meaning it's not only possible for you to create the script using AI, using like a large language model, but a lot of times you can create it based on a concept that you just share with one of these video creation tools. It has the ability for you to customize a lot of the outputs and also reduce some of the costs. I think a lot of this has become a lot less expensive as you can kind of leverage some of this technology. This can help make your communications more effective and impactful, leading to better employees, more informed, I should say, employees and managers, and more efficient HR processes. So I share this with you because I believe these advances in AI, particularly in this area, are going to make the communication aspects of our job a lot easier and more effective. So which compensation topic do your employees find most confusing and could benefit from a brief explainer video? This is, I think, a core question that you might get as you're rolling out some sort of pay transparency initiatives in your organization, things like that. Or we could actually use a large language model like ChatGPT or something like that to actually write the script using this prompt. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to say, so this is a manager description tool. One of the things that we probably all do frequently with our jobs is we help managers write job descriptions, or we help them revise it. Right? So with this custom GPT, we have two options really to get started, or we can start chatting with it right away. But we have a helper button here that says start a new job description or edit an existing job description. We've structured it so that we can put a couple of things in. We've got the custom GPT prompting us specifically for specific things that are going to help us with this. I forgot what I had put together in my little prompt helpers, but let's say the business has come to us saying they want a data scientist. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a couple of additional pieces of context that are going to help me with this job description. So this is going to have a BS in statistics or related field, master's degree preferred, some of the experience, some of the skills that are needed. And just with a few short interactions, you can see that this is creating for me a nice job description with, a bunch of different things that I might want to have typically as a part of the job descriptions that I'm putting together. I haven't really kind of dug in and looked at this to make sure that I feel like it fully meets maybe some of my job architecture standards or different things like that. But one of the things that I promised to show you was the looking under the hood at some of the custom GPTs. So when creating a custom GPT, and if you have a subscription account, and to my knowledge, I think it does still require that you have to have a subscription to be able to do this. This will bring us into our last topic for today, which will bring us into kind of that whole privacy and AI sort of aspect that I wanted to share with you, which is a third objective for the day. So what I would recommend is really gain some familiarity with your company's rules around the use of AI. And so one of the biggest items that I've noted, I will say out of the 15 or 20 tools that are out there, I'd say probably 6 or 7 of those are ones that I personally submitted. But one of the things that I've noted is when I do submit a new tool, one of the biggest concerns is on privacy, and specifically around how the information submitted into the tools is used for training. They can also pose potentially some legal risks because AI needs to comply with data protection laws like GDPR or HIPAA, and non-compliance can lead to exposure of sensitive data to parties that might use this information in the wrong way. So Residio's IT team has determined the appropriate use for some of these generative AI tools based on a lot of the information types that are being shared. So whether it's public or internal or restricted, the different tools can have different approvals for their use depending on the security and privacy of those tools, and they can be specific to a specific data type. This is a copy of the tools that we are allowed to use at Residio, but not all, or even potentially most, are actually permitted for use with those data categorizations of internal or restricted data.
So the first one was, what were those 3 generative AI tools that you had mentioned as like your top uses?
So the top 3 that I would recommend that you go out and play with are Gemini, which is Google large language model. So if I'm like thinking about why you might want to use one, I had somebody reach out to me trying to digest and make some sense of employee voice survey responses.
Outside of the custom manage job description, what is another efficiency comp task that AI has been used, especially around bonus or sales comp?
The other thing is Copilot, which is the Microsoft tool, has a lot of that intelligence built right into the web versions of their Microsoft Office suite. You will have to do this on the web-based applications of it, but you can end up taking a data set and just ask it questions. And if you wanted to, you could even use it to help you generate some reporting and everything like that right off of the tools. I'm not going to say it's fully comprehensive, but there's 2,800 tools for you to get started with, and you can kind of filter and categorize some of this stuff